It was designed so that the wing and body blended together to reduce drag. It looked as if a giant had come along, trodden on it, and flattened its plywood frame. MikroMir have made a kit of it. It was called the Fanera-2. Join me and see what you get inside the box for your money, right here on Gary's Stuff. Hi there, I'm Gary. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm building the NIAI LK1 light transport from the 30s of Russia, also known as the Fanera-2 or plywood number 2. It's made in 1/72nd scale and it's made by MikroMir. Now, if you're thinking of getting one, just want to know what you get for your money, this is very much the video for you. If you want to know how it's put together, then there is a build video coming out later this week. How will you know when it's there? Best thing to do, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, and you'll be notified of all my future content as it appears. And of course, anything you see on my channel that you like, please give it the imperial thumbs up on the like button below, because every like counts. If you'd like to offer a bit more concrete support to the channel, of course you can do that through super thanks, by becoming a channel member, or by using any of my online partner programs. This intriguing little kit was sent to me by Nick Johnson as a mystery box. So thank you very much for this, Nick. Hope you enjoy the show. So without any further ado, let's get on and have a look inside the box of the Fanera-2 in 1/72nd scale from MikroMir. Here's the box, MikroMir. Lekki Passagierski Samolot, NIAI Fanera-2. I think that might be Russian rather than Ukrainian. I'm not entirely sure the difference. I suspect that's actually Russian. Soviet light passenger aircraft, NIAI Fanera-2. It's written down here. I don't have to be able to read Russian, although I can a little bit. Actually, a very nice little drawing of it on the front here, 1/72nd scale, product number 72004. So it could be just the fourth kit that MikroMir had made in this range, or it could be the fourth one since they started that numbering system. I don't know. Anyway, inside we have just a plastic bag, and the plastic bag contains everything we need. So we have the instruction sheet. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 plastic frames in grey, 1 frame in transparency, 1 sheet of photo etch. We do have a mask for the canopy, and we have a sheet of decals as well. Let's have a look at all these bits in more detail. So the first, most obvious frame, I guess, are the wings. These are the top, this is the underside. Very, very simple. No pins to locate anything, just very, very simple mouldings. The next frame contains, I guess these are ailerons, big old ailerons if they are. Ailerons come flaps, tailpiece. I think these parts of the rear fuselage, rudder by the looks of things. Something that says left and right. Maybe there's like fillers to keep the wings in place. I don't know yet. Seats for the many people who fly on this thing. Yeah, some basic internal structures and little bits and pieces for the outside. Then the rest, the engine, 5-cylinder engine, wheels, propeller. I guess these are spats for the wheels, undercarriage legs, and so on. Then the transparent parts. Not all of this was transparent on the aircraft. You can see the windows are marked out here. I think there might be some transparent parts on the top there, but the rest of it was painted over, so that's all there. Not entirely sure what these bits are. We will find out later. If we have a closer look at the parts, you know, it's basic. Remember these sort of things that are marked up. Those are where the actuators go for the flaps come ailerons. So that's why they sort of seem to spread out and they're not really lined up with anything else. The panel lines are very basic, but then I don't know how much information there is on this plane to begin with. There's very, very little detail in here. You know, I'm tempted to get the old rivet thing out on this, but I'm not sure. I'll see if I can be bothered doing it, or whether I think it might ruin the integrity of such a basic piece of molding. Oh, there's a fuel filler cap for that wing, I guess. Oh, and another one. Yeah, the runners are quite pronounced going into here. You can see there's bits of flash on the runs, but not that much. To be fair, I hate to know. I'll find out how old this kit is, and I'll probably write it on the bottom of the screen here, so it makes it look like I know what I'm talking about anyway. But for a kit first made in yada yada yada, there's not all that much. There's bits of flash here, but it's not terrible. Oh, it's not badly molded. It's just old. I was going to say let's look at some of the detail parts, but there aren't very many. Engines. Well, there's a hint of cooling fans on the cylinders. Bits and pieces have got a little bit of moulding to them. Again, there's bits of flash here and there that are going to need to be cleaned off, and some of the pieces don't look entirely symmetrical, but the wheels do, and that's a good thing. The propeller, it's going to need a little bit of work, but not very much. The parts of the undercarriage look reasonable. Again, bits of moulding flash, but nothing severe. Here, with these bits of feeds are going to be, we're going to have to get rid of those, which is a bit of a pain. Again, a bit more flash there. A little bit of flash on the edge there. One thing you will notice is that there are no part numbers here, so it's worth going around, if you've got a really small pen, just writing on the frame edge there what the part number is, just so you can look them up later. And here we go, the seats for the passengers and crew. I don't think there's much difference. I think that one looks slightly different, so that's probably the pilot. He might have got a shoulder strap, where everyone else got lap straps. I'll probably put lap straps in, and maybe shoulder straps for your man at the front, the driver. Very flash. Don't know lots what this is, but there's lots of flash on that. But it's not horrendous. It's the sort of thing you can just trim off and sand down, and you never know. I would, on kits like this, to be perfectly honest, I'd much rather they had flash than they had undershots. Flasher on the back there, we can just clean that up. That's not the end of the world. And we'll find out what these are in a moment. Yeah, not too bad. Considering its age and where it came from and whatever, it's really not that bad. And the clear parts look okay. They don't look bad. They're sort of a bit streaky. They're not perfectly polished mouldings, but the frame lines for the windows are very definitely there. So they'll be straightforward enough to cover up with the included masks. There's a lot of air bubbles in this styrene, but I can't see any that have reached the parts. But there are a lot of air bubbles. With clear plastic, you do tend to get a lot of air in the feeds, especially older feeds, not so well made feeds. That's just a function of the type of plastic being so much thicker and heavier. This is essentially pure polystyrene. There's no like plasticizers or flow agents and stuff like that in there, because that, of course, would color them. So this is essentially raw polystyrene. And it's not too bad. It's a little bit scratchy, but that could have just been in the box, to be fair. It's been sat in the box a long time. But not too bad, not a disaster by any means. What I actually do like is it means that by making these big mouldings of large parts which then have the window, I mean, this is the only bit where when you take it off, it's a chance it could craze into the window area, which is always an annoying thing. Here, there's no chance because that's painted metal there, so that's fine. Yeah, I think we'd be okay with this. We have a sheet of pre-cut masks. I think these are vinyl. They're not kabuki paper, obviously, but I think these are vinyl masks. Pre-cut, which is excellent because there's a lot of glass on here and I really wasn't looking forward to trying to mask it all off. So that's a very, very welcome addition. There's also a sheet of photo etch. I think these are walkways on the side of the wings, reinforced walkways. These are hinges for the aileron come flap mechanism. And of course, there's a little something for the instrument panel. I'll be painting up all of that. And the decal sheet, really not much to talk about here, just bits of red and some symbols, really. Yeah, not much to speak about. How good these are, I don't know. There's quite a lot of, a relatively large amount of carrier film there, and they look a little yellow, but they don't look too bad. I mean, not like really horribly yellow, but this is going on a white plane, of course. So I might see if I can just do something about brightening these up a little bit, maybe leave them in the window in the sunshine for a day or two, just to see if I can get that hint of yellow off them. But otherwise, they're very nice. The instruction sheet, as you can imagine, is reasonably basic. There's some quite reasonable amount of information about the aircraft here, probably as much as you'll find on something like Wikipedia. Increasingly convinced that's Russian, and in English. Some symbology translation here, which is very good. Map of the parts, which is useful. And yeah, that's all very good. I'll be honest, there's not much to this kit. I'm feeling a bit of a fraud. Doing the photo etch is essentially doubling the amount of parts, I think. But there we go. It's a simple plane. It's a simple kit. I think it should be really nice. But we will see what it turns out like. But that's essentially your instructions right there. And then on the back, the marking layout. So there's a bit of black just behind the engine mounting. I guess that's the sort of deflecting the exhausts or something. I don't know. These sort of flashy white things. And that's about it. Yeah, that is essentially it. It's not the most complex of kits I've faced, I have to say, but it is one of the older ones. So we'll see how we go. And finally, I just noticed there's an acetate piece here printed with the instruments on it. So I'll do a bit of white behind that, put that on top, put the instrument panel on top, and there we go. Nice instruments. There we have it. It's a fairly Spartan kit, I guess you'd say, in many respects. There's some photo etch though, which is kind of interesting, and it's lovely that they include the canopy mask as well for all those windows. It's going to be a challenge to build, but hey, life's all about challenges ultimately, isn't it? I think it would be fun. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please remember, Imperial thumbs up on the like button below because every like counts. And if you haven't done so yet, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell and you'll be notified of all my future content, including the build video of this kit. Thank you so very much for joining me today. Hope you had a good time. See you very soon. Take good care and goodbye.